I didn't really like the idea of making a booklet or recreating a movie scene. I thought to myself, what's a better way to learn math than through a song? You know, we've been learning math out of Carnegie this whole year. You know what? Forget Carnegie. Let's learn math a new way. A better way. Yo, hey. Let's get the quadratics, ayy. 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 X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4c divided by 2a. Let's get the quadratics, ayy. 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 X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4c divided by 2a. Let's start with completing the square. Let's go to the board that's right over there. It's not hard, man, it's easy, I swear. Let's get to the steps cause I know you care. Divide all the terms by a. The concept right here, you'd like to say. Complete the square on the left side and then balance it with the same number, don't multiply. Step 4. Take the square root on both sides of the equation. Step 5. Subtract the constant on both sides of the equation. You got what you need. You got the right answer with all the degrees. Go on and teach it now while you're at it, cause you know how to do it. Now get the quadratics. Let's get the quadratics, A. 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 X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4c divided by 2a. Let's get the quadratics, A. 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 X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4c divided by 2a. Let's go deeper and see some equations. Standard form, I like it, let's make it. ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. And here's an example. Let's move on to the quadratic formula. It will help us solve for the solutions, yeah. But we need the discriminant to tell us how many real answers there really are. If it's positive, then we got 2 real solutions, 0. Then we got 1 more solution, negative. Then we got complex solutions, and let me explain that right now, so let's do it. Sorry guys, I couldn't fit everything into the song, so I'm gonna do a quick thing on graphing, factoring, and imaginary numbers. Let's go. Factoring. So you can either complete the square as I said in the song, or you can factor it. So since all of the values use addition, it's going to be x plus and x plus equals 0. And so these two you want these two to equal 0. So it'd be trial and error, but the answer would be 2 and 3. And let's check our work. So we would distribute these values. So it would be and we also distribute this value, and that would be, now that we have our answers, we add like terms, and it is the same as the first one, and that's how you factor. Let's go to graphing next. So let's first find the vertex. The equation for the vertex is x equals negative b over 2, which is 2.5. It's the axis of symmetry. And now we plug this value into here. So to find the y of the vertex, you set this equation equal to y, and you plug in the x that we found into that equation, and we get negative 0.25. So this is the vertex. Now let's find the x-intercepts, which are the real solutions. And this is where you use the quadratic formula. So since this value is positive, as I said in the song, we will have 2 real solutions. And these are our 2 real solutions. Also, we know it's concave up because this a value is positive and not negative. To find the y-intercept, since this is in standard form, the c represents the y-intercept, which is positive 6, and we would graph the exact opposite on the other side. Now that we have that graphed, we can create our parabola, complex numbers. So first, if the discriminant is negative, that's when the imaginary numbers come in, and that's when it gets a little tricky. Imaginary graphs could look like this, and any other way that doesn't involve anything touching the x-axis. Let's consider this function. Let's put it into the quadratic formula. The discriminant is negative, which means there's no real solutions, so it involves an imaginary number. There's no such thing as a negative being square rooted, so that negative becomes an imaginary number that goes on the outside of the square root because you cannot square root a negative number. Now you can simplify. X equals negative 1 plus or minus 6i. Let's take this into consideration. We would distribute these numbers, distribute the second number. We have our simplified complex numbers. Well, we finished everything about quadratics, so let's finish the song. Let's get the quadratics, A. 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 X equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by
Oh crap, I gotta do my math homework.